Hello. So this is me again, the Viscount. In the fourth instalment, this one is called Let Out. Because one of the things I'm going to talk about is me being let out of the Priory for one of the first times. It wasn't actually that interesting. I just had a bit of a walk with one of the lovely nurses, Emma Sweeney. Big shout out to her. What did we do? We went out to Booths and I bought some cigarettes. It was absolutely great. Anyway, more on that later. So today I'm going to talk about that little thing. I went out to buy some cigarettes and then I went out with my mum to Dunham Massey, which again, more on that later. Then I'm going to talk about a great loss to our Priory family. Margaret, who was a lovely lady, who was in here for some alcohol trouble that she was having. She had to go out and tend to her new house. It was a new build, so she has she's left us. Turns out that her front door didn't fit, and all the windows in her new house didn't even do what windows were supposed to do. They didn't keep in any of the drafts or keep out any of the drafts on the outside, so she had to go back and get it all fixed. So her time here was cut short, which is very sad. After that, I'm going to cover not actually being on any therapy at all in this place. So I've been here for a grand total of 3 weeks yesterday, and I haven't been on a single ounce of any sort of therapy at all. So yeah. And then finally, I'm going to cover what my plans for the future are. So this is probably going to be either the last or second to last of the audio vlogs in this place. And then what am I going to do after that? Well, I'll save that for the end. So, first of all, got let out, didn't I? So, before, I was on 15-minute observations, which means a nurse comes into my room without fail every 15 minutes and checks if I'm still alive, or I haven't hung myself or drowned myself in the bath or something, which I would never do, because, you know, what is the point in suicide? Suicide is something which I've thought about in the past, quite actively. And I've just always sort of realised that suicide is for some people, obviously, because some people actually do it. If you're listening to this and you're thinking about suicide, please don't do it, because it's an easy way out, and good things are never easy. Good things always take a lot of time, and suicide is instant. So just for that little reason, that reason alone, just if you're thinking about taking your own life, just realise that it's always darkest before the dawn, and it's always lighter after that little thing. Just you hang on in there, little kitty, because you'll come out the other side. So I was taking off 15-minute observations, and I asked if I could go out just to buy some cigarettes. It was great, and it was very, very startling how quickly cabin fever had set in this place. So I was here before I went out for literally it must have been 2.5 weeks, just in this place within about 100. I don't know, but I'll say about half a square mile. Seeing the same people and being let out and being out in the open world and seeing that cars still existed and school kids coming out and seeing that other shops still existed was actually a big shock. I mean, it's scary how fast you become institutionalized into a place. But yeah, so I went out and bought some cigarettes, and Emma bought some. She got a bloody Kinder Egg, of course she did. So I was sat there smoking, and she gave me a bit of a Kinder Egg, so to speak. And it was a lovely day, so we had a bit of a walk around, a bit of a chat, and it was lovely, nice. And then the Saturday from that, me and Mum went to this place called Dunham Massey, which turned out was a field hospital in World War One, and it's won one of the highest awards, accolades, whatever you want to call it, for the best museum or something last year, and because it's really good. Like, they have live actors inside the museum. So it's a museum based around a hospital, like a live World War One field hospital. And there was this guy pretending that he was an amputee, like he had his right foot amputated, and he was pretending to come on to all the nurses, and he was like, "Are you going to come and see me later on?" Nurses were like, "I'm not sure." So sorry, someone just came in to observe me. That was the thing. So I'm now on hourly observations, I think. So that means they come into my room every hour and be just like, "Yes, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm fine. Obviously, I'm fine." There we go. So yeah, Dunham Massey, the live action war museum hospital thing was superseded only by the deer, which roam the surrounding woodland surrounding the manor house in which the hospital used to reside, and that was just fucking lovely, to be honest. So that was that. But yes, secondly, Margaret was such a character. I'll tell you what, I mean, just one thing. She would forget everyone's names to a ridiculous degree, but then just like fill in the names that she thought people were called with complete garbage. So there's a lovely lady next to me called Louise, who is the proper scout, like just like, can I have a pair of pears? Like, is it a pair of pears or is it a purse? I don't know what she wants. I don't know what she wants at all. Yeah, she would. Mike would just say, what? And Jilly Bob would say this, and she was referring to Louise, but it's ridiculous. I was once listening to some music on my headphones outside while I was having a cigarette, and she was trying to refer to me, and she just kept on calling me Vernon. She was just like, Vernon, do you have any crisps? Vernon, I'm in requirements of some crisps at the moment. Number one, why would I have any crisps? Number two, why would you think I was called Vernon? Why? Just all these things bloody pale into insignificance. It's just madness. But yes, her so she was in here for some problems with alcohol. She's a lawyer by trade. She knows a lot about law, obviously, but she seemed to specialise in mental health law. And her vice was, whenever she started working on a big case, she would open a bottle of wine. Fair enough. And that would be the thing that would not get her through, but it just, it was part and parcel with her work. I mean, it's not that without her wine she couldn't do the work, but it's just her work and the wine were together. So one was not without the other, it's just that they were together. It's a very hard concept to try and explain. But anyway, she has left. She has left us forever. It's very sad. They tried to coax her in to staying further by trying to force her to bring in her computer into the Priory so that she could work on her work in here. But it turned out that she had to liaise face to face with the builders in her house to try and get this new house that she'd bought, where the doors didn't fit and the windows didn't fit and the sewage system wasn't connected to the sewage system of our fine country. You know, all these horrible little things. She had to liaise with the builders face to face. So that none of that could be done on the phone in the Priory. So we lost it. Fair enough. Yeah, so that's sad because she's an incredibly bright lady. She's got many books published. I should have asked the title so I could give her a bit of a shout out. But her name is Margaret Halliwell. I'm sure if you just search Amazon, you can find some of her works. I believe she's got a book on something about autism out. I hasten to say what it is, but there we are. So yes. So what else is it? So I've been here now for 3 weeks and a day, and I'm due to leave next Tuesday, and I haven't had any therapy whatsoever. I've got a friend in here called Olivia, and she went to today a class or workshop or something on something called interpersonal relationships, and I went along to that to try and see if I could just tag along, see what was going on. But I went there and I said, I'm not strictly meant to be here. And they said, oh, no, well, you probably should, check out with someone. So I'm going to get assessed by a guy called Martin, finally. Finally. So I can actually get some therapy, because time is running very, 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 very short. Yeah. So, I mean, because I have the bipolar thing, and technically I'm in a mania now. There isn't really any therapy for a mania. There's only really therapy for depression. And why I haven't been assessed yet, I don't know. I mean, my doctor keeps saying that it's because he wants me to wait for my medication to level out, and that I'm not ready for the group therapy because he thinks I'm just going to disrupt everyone else in there, and because he thinks I can't concentrate on the group thing. I mean, the fact is, since I've been in here, I've recorded something like 65 tracks of music, and there we are, so I can concentrate. And on that note, for the future, and a bit of a shout out for the future here, I've decided that to to fund most of what I want to do in the future, I'm actually going to start a record label. So the guitar I'm playing in the background, that might be published on this record label. So the record label is going to be called Former Royals. Because obviously I used to go to the King's School. It's a terrible name, but there we are. Obviously my artist name is going to be The Viscount, and it's going to be started with a little guy called Jack Guilfoyle, who I am a good friend with, who also went to King's. So there we are. Yeah, that's all from me. So look out for music from Former Royals in the very near future, and I will see you all in the very, very close future. Thank you very much.